Hi guys, today we are gonna share about dating app, online dating, and I have 3 videos from 6-minute English, BBC Learning English, and since the topics are so similar, so I'm gonna combine them into one practice sections. Okay, let's start it.
6-minute English.
6-minute English from BBC Learning English.
Hello
and welcome to 6 Minutes English. I'm Dan.
And hello, I'm Rob.
And hello, I'm Rob.
In today's
programs, we are going to looking at what our brains are doing when we are using dating apps. Now, Rob,
have you ever used a dating app?
Have you ever used a dating app?
No
way. I would never use one.
So,
Rob, can you explain when talking about dating apps what we mean by swipe left and swipe right?
Yes.
These are not new words, but technology has given them new meaning. To swipe is the movement of your fingers on a smartphone to change the screens you're looking at. So imagine turning the page in a book. Well, on a phone you swipe. In some dating apps, they show you pictures of people you might find attractive.
If you do like
them, you swipe right.
If you don't like them,
and if you don't like them,
you swipe left.
We will dig deeper into this topic shortly. But first, questions. In the UK, approximately how many marriages start with a couple meeting online?
Is it
A 1 in 3, B 1 in 4, C 1 in 5?
What do you think?
Well, all those seem quite high to me, so I'm going to guess in the middle, 1 in 4. We'll find out if you're right later in the program. Now, Alice Gray is science communicator and blogger. Recently, she was a guest on BBC Radio 4's Women's Hours program, and she was asked about what goes on in our brain when we use dating apps compared to when we meet people in real life. What difference does she say there is?
It's very easy to think
that just with this instantaneous swipe left and swipe right, that's the process in our brain. That the process in our brain of how we pick up a suitable mate would be different. When actually it's really similar to how we do it in person. So she says that what goes on our brains is actually very similar. Online, make decisions very quickly about who we like. These decisions are almost immediate. She used the adjective instantaneous for this.
So we
make these instantaneous decisions, then choose to swipe left or swipe right.
In real life,
we do the same thing.
We know
almost immediately when we see someone if we find them attractive or not. Although of course in digital dating, once you swipe left, you will never see that person again, and you won't have the chance to meet. In the real world, you could meet someone you don't find attractive instantaneously, and then get to know them, and then find that you do quite like them. Yeah, this is true. but then possibly they won't like you, and then you have to deal with rejection. Rejection is when someone doesn't find you attractive, and they don't want to spend time with you to get to know you. So, what's the difference in our brains between online rejections and real life rejection? Here's Alice Gray again.
We see
that a lot of the patterns associated with rejections in real life and rejections on dating apps are similar. It's just the exposure to the rate of amount of rejections you get on dating apps is a lot higher than the ones in real life.
You'll have time.
So in real life, you have time to sort of compute the rejections, get over it a little bit, and dust yourself off and get on with it. Whereas the rate of rejections on dating apps is so high, it's often hard to cope with one coming in after another.
So she says that our brains respond to real life and online rejection is quite similar, but in the digital world, you can be rejected many more times. In real life, you have a bit more time to recover from the rejections, to get over it, as she says. You can dust yourself off, which is a way of saying to get over it, as she says. You can
dust yourself off, which is a way of saying you think positively to make yourself feel better. Imagine falling over on the ground, and then you get up. You might be covered in dust and dirt. You need to dust yourself off to make yourself ready again before you carry on. In the online world, though, you don't have that time. Online dating apps can lead to many rejections, and psychologically, that can be difficult to manage. Another way of saying difficult to manage is difficult to cope with.
Well, we don't want
to reject us. So time now to give you the answer that quiz questions before a recap of today's vocabulary. I asked, in the UK, approximately how many marriages start with a couple meeting online? Is it A, 1 in 3, B, 1 in 4, or C, 1 in 5? So I said B, 1 in 4. 25%.
Was I right?
25%. Was I right?
Sorry, Rob.
The answer is A. 1 in 3.
Does that surprise
you? Does that surprise you?
Well, yes, it does.
Yes, it does. It does. I don't think it would be that high. It's the signs of the times, Rob. Digital world, digital datings.
Let's have a look at that book.
Let's have a look at that vocabulary.
Okay, well,
we're starting with the verb to swipe. The movement of our fingers on the smartphone or tablet screens to indicate whether we like someone or not. Swipe right for like, swipe left if you don't like. Our decisions on whether we find someone attractive or not are often instantaneous. This adjective means immediate or at once. Rejection is when you let someone know that you're not interested in them. You don't want to be romantically involved with them. If you are rejected, you might need some time to feel better. And for this, you can use the phrasal verb get over.
It can take
some time to get over a rejection. Yeah, I know. Now, being positive and optimistic after a rejection can be described as dusting yourself off. But having many rejections can be difficult to cope with, which means it can be difficult to manage, difficult to keep positive. Well, we hope you don't swipe left on this program, and you will join again next time. Remember, you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and of course, our website, bbclearningenglish.com. And don't forget Learning English app. Oh, good idea.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Not bye. We have to shadow the next video. Okay, this is our dating apps affected.
learningenglish.com.
Hello and welcome to 6 Minutes
English. I'm Neil and I'm Dan.
Dan. Now Dan, what?
Now then, Dan, what do you think of dating apps? You know, apps on your phone that help you find aromatic partners.
I
can't say I have ever used them myself. How about you? Neither have I, but I've got friends who have very successfully. Lots of weddings. Oh, great.
Now, research
shows that fewer than 5% of people who have used dating apps actually go out on a date with someone they met through them.
We'll find out the reasons for this.
We'll find out the reasons for this shortly, but first question.
Even though
dating apps are not used as much as we must think, they are still big business, but do you know how big?
Around the world
last year, how much was spent on them?
Was it
A? Less than $500 million? B? Between $500 million and $1 billion? Or C? Over $1 billion? Any ideas, Dan?
Well,
this is purely a guess, but let's say over $1 billion. We'll have the answer at the end of the program.
Elizabeth
Tinneman is a researcher who studied the use of a particular dating app. She spoke on BBC You and Yours radio programs on Radio 4. Her study confronted few people who used the app, used it to arrange to meet up with someone. She talked about people's motives for using the app. Motives is a word which means reasons. So, what were those motives?
We found from all the people.
We found the people that we surveyed that only slightly more than half of them actually met up with someone. So it doesn't look like a lot of people are using it to meet up, but it makes sense because we also look at why they were using a dating app, and the most popular and most common motives were using it out of curiosity and using it to pass time or entertainment. So they are not actively using these dating apps to meet people. Like swapping with friends is something that happens very often, especially among millennials.
Tinneman
says that people use the app to pass the time and simply for entertainment. What other motives did she mention then?
Well,
she said that people use it out of curiosity. If you do something out of curiosity, you're just interested in seeing what it is and what it does.
Maybe you've heard about
what it does. Maybe you have heard about something, and although you don't want to actually try it, you do want to see what it's all about.
For example,
when I was traveling once, out of curiosity.
I went to see
people bungee jumping, but it was never something I was going to do myself.
Was the lack
of actually dating through the dating apps a surprise? No.
She
said that because they look at the motives, the results make sense.
When something
makes sense, it's understandable. It's not surprising.
There's another
view why people are not using dating apps for actual dating.
This is Zoe
Strumple, who is a dating historian.
She argues
because there is so much choice and so many opportunities to find a partner through an app. It can dating process unpleasant. People get tired of it.
People are being
horribly disillusioned. I think people have also started to feel jaded. People are feeling that their world, that these relationships are often very callous, and that's to do with the sort of incredible sense of choice.
She says that
people feel disillusioned and jaded. What does she mean? When you're disillusioned, it means that you are unhappy with it and disappointed by something because it isn't as good as it used to be at all.
It's not as good
as you thought it's going to be.
If you have
many experiences like that, you become jaded, which means you become bored
and lose interest
in something.
She also commented
that the dating experience can be callous.
This means that
emotionally it can be very tough, and you have to be ready to rejections or to reject people yourself, and this is not always done in the kindest way.
Here's
Zoe's trouble again.
People are being
horrible disillusions. I think people also have started to feel jaded. People are feeling that they are aware that these relations are often very callous, and that's to do with the sort of incredible sense of choice.
Okay, time to review
today's vocabulary.
But
first, let's have the answer to the quiz question.
I asked
how much was spent on dating apps last year. Was it A, less than $500 million,
B,
B,
between $500 million
and $1 billion, or C, over $1 billion? Then you said, I said C, over $1 billion.
Well, the total was just
the total was just under
$600
million. So the correct answer was
B,
between $500 million. Good guess if you got that one right.
Right, now it's time to
recap today's vocabulary. Our first word today was motive. A motive is your reasons for doing something. If something makes sense, it's not a surprise, and you can understand it. The next phrase was out of curiosity.
This is
when you do something for no particular reasons other than you are interested in seeing it or trying it. Then we had delusions. This is feeling you get when something isn't as good as it used to be, or as good as you
get when something isn't as good as
it used to be, or as good as you expect, or as good as you expected it is,
and you become disappointed.
And you become disappointed by it, that can lead to your being jaded, which is a feeling of dissatisfaction or burdened with something that has been going on for a while.
And finally,
there was callous, an adjective which means
And finally, there
was careless, an adjective which means uncaring and cold-hearted.
Well, I hope
you earned disillusions with 6 minutes English, and we'll join the next time. In the meantime,
find
BBC Learning English online. Okay, next video.
English from
bbclearningenglish.com.
Hello, this is
Minutes BBC Learning English.
I'm Sam.
I'm Sam.
And
I'm Roy. Nowadays, many people use online dating apps to find love and romance. This involves writing a dating profile, a short description of yourself, which you hope makes you appear attractive to other people looking for love.
Online
dating started with the internet, but the idea is now not new. In the days before the internet, people put dating adverts in the newspapers because they pay a price per word. People describe themselves in a few words as possible, using abbreviations like GSOH, which means a good sense of humor. Eventually, GSOH became a part of everyday English. Amazingly, the same thing is now happening in the world of online dating. In this program, we'll be learning some of the newly invented words and phrases being used by people who are looking for love, who are looking for love on the internet. Every year, thousands of romantic relationships start through online dating apps. But as always with information found on the internet, there's a danger that someone's dating profile doesn't tell the whole truth. That's right, Rod. So my question is this. According to research, what do men tend to like about in their dating profile? Is it A, their hair, B, their height, or C, their age? Well, most people want to appear younger, so I say C, their age. You'll find out if that's the correct answer later. The persons behind the online dating research I mentioned was Dr. Nicola for Hamilton. She describes herself as a cyber psychologist and has interviewed both men and women about the high potential online dating partners. Listen as she tells BBC Radio 4's word of mouth what she discovers from her interviews. If you're very deceptive, so if you have no friends and you never go to the pub, and you said in your profile that your most fun thing to do is hanging out with your friends on Saturday night, then that becomes a problem because they have been very deceptive. If you occasionally do it, and you made it sound a bit more like you do it all the time, that's more exaggerations. A lot of people do that, where they exaggerate things about themselves to make them seem more attractive. But they're walking a fine line in trying to balance between being attractive and not completely disappointing. People often exaggerate things about themselves to seem more attractive online. For example, that they love hanging out or spending time with friends. Nicola also says there's a difference between exaggerating and being deceptive, deliberately lying and making someone believe things that are not true. Nicholas says deceptive status are
walking
a fine
thin
or a thin line.
They're finding
They are finding a balance between two opposing attitudes or ideas.
Online dating
has also created this new vocabulary of its own.
Is Nicola Fox Hamilton again explaining the meaning of two new words?
Catfishing and
to
woke
BBC
fishing to BBC Radio 4's
word of mouth.
Woke fishing is a
Woke fishing is a version of
catfishing.
catfishing, and catfishing
is where
someone creates a profile that isn't them at all.
So
a complex false
identity,
usually with
the purpose of looking for
or
pretending to
get
involved in
into
love or romance.
Involved in love or romance.
Woke fishing is
Woke
where the
fishing
person
is when the person
is
generally
who they say they are.
who they say they are, but
they say that
they are much more liberal in their values and political attitudes than they actually are.
Catfishing is when someone tries to be more attractive by creating a false profile
and pretending to be someone else on social media. Relating to this, the term woke fiction. Here's someone else about your political and social opinions and pretends to share them in order to get closer to you. They may pretend to have more liberal or progressive attitudes than they really do. Looking for love is never easy. The internet has helped thousands find romance and create some interesting new vocabulary, but there are dangers and disappointments too.
Speaking of which,
it's time to reveal the answer to your question, Sam. You asked what men tend to lie about in their dating profiles. I guess it was their age. You were wrong. According to research by Dr. Hamilton, men tend to lie about their height and women about their weight. Okay, let's recap the new vocabulary we have learned in these programs about the language of online programs, starting with dating profile, a brief written description of yourself. Would you have well tracked a partner? Being deceptive means lying so people believe something that is not true. Hanging out is an informal way to say spending time with someone, usually friends.
The phrase
walking a fine line meaning finding a balance between two opposing ideas or attitudes or between two opposing sides, so as not to annoy either side. And finally, we learn two newly invented expressions. Catfishing means trying to appear more attractive by pretending to be someone else on social media. And woke fishing is when someone pretends to share the same opinions as the persons they are attracted to. Once again, our 6 minutes are up. Okay, finish.